I'm Courtney.
And I'm Emily. And this is Cheers to That. Welcome back to another week of your favorite podcast where we talk about motherhood, marriage, and laugh at everything in between. And this week we're talking about book club.
But first, more importantly, you will already be 30 whenever this comes out.
Oh my God, so true.
How are you feeling about your new era, your new decade?
So it's officially my last day in my 20s. And you might be wondering, how did I celebrate the end of my 20s? And I did that by spending the day in the dental office while my son got sedated and got cavities filled and then was terribly sad. So, more of the same. But I don't know. I feel like I've been anticipating turning 30 for so long. Like, I don't really know how I feel about it. And I've been so anxious about Fielding's dental appointment this week that I really haven't even gotten to my brain hasn't gotten there yet. So, I'm excited. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to celebrate. Party.
I'm definitely looking forward to celebrating like you this weekend whenever we go on our trip. But I just felt like turning 30 felt like such a big deal to me. Yeah. And, from one elder to now another, I felt like 30 was such a turning point in my life.
Really?
Yeah. I felt like I got to really do some work on myself. I think that I had put off. I don't think I didn't have the capacity to do it in my 20s.
Yeah.
And so I started in my 30s. That's when I started therapy.
Yeah.
We started this, which was so much. It's helped me come into my own self, and feel more confident. But I just feel like in my 30s, I became a little bit more confident with myself. So, but you're already confident and you already started the work that I hadn't at 30.
Yeah, I'm not a milestone starter person because if I the problem with me is that if I decide I'm going at 30, I'm going to start doing XYZ, almost like a resolution, that does not work for me because then I'll just put it off for a full year. I kind of have to dive into things randomly. And so at therapy, random.
Yeah.
The wellness doctor, I wanted to look hot for my 30th birthday. And unfortunately that's not going to happen. But we're making strides. But yeah, I don't know. There are obviously things I could work on. Always. But I don't know. 30 doesn't feel like as much of a turning point to me as I thought I was going to. Mm-hmm. But ask me next year how I feel about it. Right. It may change, but I don't know. I'm just trying to vibe and be healthy. I think the biggest thing for me in my 30s is my family being healthy. That is such a big thing for me. And working on myself and working to get to that point and break bad habits and just invest in that way. But yeah, we'll see.
It means that your 30s are going to be easy because you've already started all of that. So
fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I don't know.
I think the 30s are just so fun to me. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Like I said, I think something just clicked within me, and it wasn't the day I turned 30, but it was over this past year. I realized I don't have to care as much about just everything. And obviously I still struggle with all of that, but it's gotten a little bit easier.
For
and
sure. I think that's therapy though.
Yeah,
I think it's therapy, and that just happened to coincide with this year of your life because that's how I feel too. And of course I still struggle with perception, but and my anxieties and intrusive thoughts and all of those things, but I do feel that therapy gave me the tools, and I haven't been to therapy in a while now, but it gave me the tools to get out of my own way whenever I'm feeling really anxious or creating these scenarios in my head, or just what is my biggest fear and kind of confronting that within myself. That has been a huge step for me. So as always, shout out Wendy. You were my queen, my lifesaver. And that's all I can say.
I know. I had a friend asking for referrals, and she's I think she would quit all of us if we all ended up going. So
we have so many people going to her. But she deserves it. She's a wonderful human being and an amazing therapist. I adore her.
She has helped me so much. And what have I been going in 6 months maybe? And I have healed
longer than that.
Maybe
I think.
Has it been longer?
Yeah, because it's June.
Oh yeah, because I
started. So I think you started in September.
So maybe 9-ish months, and she has healed. Not she has. We both have, but she's given me the tools to heal parts of myself that have been so broken for so long, and she's able to do that with just once every other week, twice a month, and you're fixing things about me that I should have fixed a long time ago.
Well, you just don't have the tools, and it's easier from an outside person to see those things and help coach you through them, I think.
I'll give you my life. Like,
Yeah.
done. I don't care how
sneezed.
much you cost.
I'm allergic to this vulnerability. So that's why I sneezed.
You're like, wait a minute. This is not what I signed up for. This was supposed to be a book club. A book club
Bloke
episode.
Cube. Yeah, no, I totally agree. And we'll see what 30 holds. Like, I'm excited. I mean, birthdays are just so fun. Like, I just enjoy a birthday because I think especially, and I don't know if I sound like a broken record, but I think as a mom and a wife and like the phase of life we're in, it's rare that you get to like celebrate just you because we're so focused on celebrating our kids all the time. It's just fun to like feel special for a day.
For sure.
And I know that sounds like kind of narcissistic, but I
don't
just
think-
enjoy like my birthday is so fun. Everyone that I love gets to come together and we're gonna have like so much fun this weekend. I'm excited for the weekend and I hope everyone has fun. And
how can you not have fun whenever you're floating on the river and then we go out to dinner that night and we like get to get ready, get dressed up, and who knows what the night holds. We might be doing karaoke at the house. This is now turning into like my birthday wishes.
That's fine. Last time, let me just paint this picture for you. Last time I was in New Braunfels was my sister-in-law's bachelorette party, my youngest sister-in-law. And at 4 a.m, I was laying in the lawn hand feeding a deer.
Oh God. How many years ago was that?
2.
I thought you were going to say like 8 years ago.
No, I stayed up till 5 a.m. and I was wearing like my going out clothes and I was laying on the ground and Connor's like, Emily, no, from like a balcony. Cause you know how Connor's like always like lurking somewhere like, oh, damn it, Emily. And these deer were getting so close to me and I was like, I'm going to feed one out of my hand. And then I had like a colony of deer just eating out of my hand. I was like laying on the ground. I was like Snow White.
Your dreams were
I have a video of it somewhere. Like
you sent it to me.
Yes, I am my mother's daughter. Like my mom loves animals and I play it cool. Like I'm like, yeah, whatever.
You want to
like,
roll your eyes at her.
But then in those settings, I'm like, I fed a wild deer. Connor's like, they're going to kill you. I remember sending my dad a picture when I went and visited our husbands in New Mexico. This was when Addie was little. And so I didn't have fielding yet. And we were on the golf course at the hotel they were staying at in New Mexico, and there were all these elk. Elk? Those feel big.
In New Mexico, there were elk? Antelope?
No. Caribou. No, it's
Caribou are huge.
I don't even know what a
Are
caribou
you in
is.
Montana? Are you
think
sure?
it was an elk.
It might have been. I guess elk
they're
aren't that big.
Yeah.
Big.
But
Caribou now are huge.
I thought caribou were only in Lion King. I don't know my animals.
I'm pretty sure they're literally in Montana.
But I sent my dad a picture, like a selfie with an elk literally like a foot behind me. And he was like, he sent me back. He didn't even respond with words. He just sent me back a YouTube video about how aggressive elk are. And like all these videos of elk just attacking people, like ramming them. And I was like, oh.
I wonder why I have intrusive thoughts all the time.
Yeah, literally.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad. But you know what? Those elk were my friends. I didn't hand feed them. We weren't on that level.
It's because you're able to talk telepathically to them.
It's because I have an animal brain. It's my low IQ.
That's why Connor is watching from somewhere. He just has it in his head where he's like, and now she's in the wilderness and she's about to be attacked by the lion. She has now become the prey.
Connor's so scared that I'm going to like join the animals, like renounce my human life and just leap off into the foliage. But then I'd see one bug and be gone. So
Yeah. It all evens out.
it's a delicate balance, but yeah, it's going to be fun. Okay. So anyways,
are we ready to get into
book
club?
I do. I feel like I had some people ask me about Fielding's dental appointment today. So I do feel like I need to just like give a little walkthrough for those of you that may, and I'll be quick about this, but
you're fine.
For anyone that has a little one that has to go get sedated for dental procedures, Fielding had 4 cavities on his back molars. It was not the back, but the next one. And the dentist, so I can clear my name and my good conscience and defend myself here. He said it's not bad parenting or a lack of hygiene. It is how those teeth grew. All your teeth and all the baby teeth come in their mouths when they're in utero. So they're getting all of those prenatals and vitamins and mom's vitamins and all those things. And then those molars that he had cavities on come in their first year of life. So he was like, The enamel was weak. It looked like he had a virus or something. And
That's
when those
crazy.
teeth grew in, it affected how they grew.
That's such a Dr. Mark thing to say too. Our
I know.
holistic doctor
It
that
is.
we go
It
to.
is. Well, and I really.
It makes you feel better.
I
as
love our
well.
dentist. Well, yeah, because it's like I brush his teeth twice a day, and like I'm not saying my kid does drink sweet tea, but like I don't give him 3 sweet teas a day. He has like maybe 2 to 3 a week. Which is still too many, but
Well, you think of it's the equivalent to juice, and a lot of kids drink juice.
yeah,
and
no, that's so true. And he really doesn't drink juice that often. He doesn't want it. He doesn't drink soda. We've really limited the candy. So,
y'all really have. Y'all have done your due diligence
we've
to take
tried,
care of everything.
Didn't change anything, but here we are. But so he had to get a crown, which I was really probably most upset about because it just seems so invasive in his little mouth.
Yeah.
And then he had to get 3 fillings. He's 3. He had to get sedated. Like he can't sit through this procedure.
No.
So, I felt so comfortable with this dentist, the anesthesiologist team. They did not make me feel stupid for all the questions I asked. I wanted like a plan. If something goes wrong, what does it look like? If there's a reaction, how do I know? Are we going to the hospital? Who rides with them in the ambulance? Like I asked 300 steps ahead because intrusive thoughts are my life. And they were all so amazing and understanding.
Yeah.
I went back with him, and this, by the way, shout out Care for Kids Pediatric Dentistry in Kingwood. They were amazing. So I got to go back in the room with him whenever he got his laughing gas, before they did the IV sedation. And it was just like, it's weird seeing your baby, like they put the mask on him and he's breathing laughing gas and I can feel him start relaxing. But because he's actually getting sedated, they have to like strap him down. So they put him in like a lap belt thing and then they're leaning him back and he's just kind of like, like losing it. And then they put his little wrists in restraints too. They were just like Velcro. It wasn't hardcore or anything. But then they're like, okay, mom, give him a kiss on the cheek. You gotta go. And I was like, okay. So I thought I was fine. Went back in the room that Connor was waiting in. And I just like put my face in my shirt and started crying because I was like, that was just really hard. Like it made me sad. I didn't know the doctor was going to come in almost immediately after. And I've talked about my hatred of crying in front of people. So the dentist walks in because the anesthesiologist is like getting him fully set up. And he goes, oh, I'll go grab some tissues. And I was like, damn it. So anyways, calm down, got it together. And he just kind of went over everything with us, got the x-rays, confirmed the care plan, told me what's worst case scenario if the x-rays come back and there's more cavities. This is what we're going to do.
So that's all that he ended up having were the ones that were initially suspected.
Correct. Yep.
That's good.
Which is amazing because he didn't have an x-ray initially because getting an x-ray on a 3-year-old, like,
you
goodbye,
have to
good
sedate
luck.
him just for that.
Correct. So they did x-rays while he was sedated today. And he tried to fill that one cavity, but it was on the side of his tooth that he needed a crown on, and he ended up needing a crown. But I love Dr. Patrick at Care for Kids Pediatrics. They did so amazing. If you're looking for a pediatric dentist in the area. Now, was it the most fun way to spend $2,000 the week of my birthday? No. No.
Feels like it's never ending sometimes.
No. Would I have preferred like a Gucci purse? Yes. But instead my son has, as I told Addie, a magic tooth now.
Yes. And then she told me, well, I want a magic tooth. And you had to like re-explain everything to her. So
jigger my because I was like, Addie, Fielding got a magic tooth. And she's like, well, when am I getting my magic tooth? And I was like, hey, come here. Let me tell you a secret. That's actually a bad thing.
And she was so confused.
She's like, what? And then she's like, when is it coming out? I'm like, I don't know, 10 years? Like,
yeah.
So anyways,
it's done. It's over with. He's good.
And he was really sad when he came out of the sedation. Like, I was a little traumatized seeing him laying there still, like, sedated. His little eyes were, it was crazy to see. And I haven't seen many people in sedation or in that state, really, other than like when my grandpa was passing away in the hospital. So seeing him in a similar state, it made me kind of get in that fight or flight fight or flight state. Feeling state. Yeah. Thank you. I'm a flight risk. I'm going to flee the state. But once he woke up, he was sad for about an hour. And then when we got home and chilled, seriously, 2 hours after he got done with everything, back to himself, running around,
acting completely normal,
acting totally fine. So thank God it's over. We did it. It's done. And now it's about me, Fielding. Stop trying to steal the spotlight.
Shove him out the door.
Yeah. Get your fake tooth out of here.
Tomorrow is my birthday.
Mommy's
and I will
day.
Celebrate it.
Mommy's day.
Do not wake up in pain.
No.
I don't think he would from a filling, but I always think like any type of dental procedure, I'm like, oh, is he going to be in pain? Did they give him pain medicines? But it's literally just a filling.
They give him Toradol in his IV when they were done, which is like stronger Tylenol. I know you know that. That's for our listeners because Courtney's a pharmacist.
I actually did not know what Toradol was. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you taught me something new.
Well, medical professional.
I used to be a pharmacy tech, so
pharmacist, Dr. Emiley, Toradol. Matt got a Toradol shot. Remember, I've had a Toradol shot in my butt, and it's one of the most painful shots you can get.
Oh, yes, that's the one that Matt was like, I really think that she had a vengeance for someone in that room and stabbed the crap out of his butt, and he said that was the worst pain he's ever felt.
It's the worst shot I've ever had in my life. It's worth it's terrible, but he got it through his IV, so he didn't even feel it. But it's like a souped up Tylenol, and then basically, if we wanted to give him Tylenol right after, we could. Motrin, we had to wait like a few hours. But he's been fine. He just no signs, and I was just worried about the crown because I told you I've never had a crown before. They just shaved down his tooth a little bit. I know it's like a little veneer, basically. Yeah, mommy's princess. He's got his little flippers.
You're like, wait a minute, I want crowns. For real. Because he got the white one. You upgraded for just a little bit more to have the white one. And I think that it looks great because it looks very natural. It's so
funny because when I first found out Fielding needed a crown, I was like, yeah, dude, silver, throw it in there. You and Connor, who are arguably the most frugal people I know, were like, absolutely not. You will not be putting silver in my baby's mouth. And I was like, what? And even again today, the dentist is like, you really don't need to do white back there. Like, it's the back of his mouth. And Connor's like, we're doing white.
I just think because then they open up. Then they open up and you just see like silver. But with his white one, you're never going to be able to see.
No, and
I get the point. It doesn't really matter.
I'm glad we did it that way, but it was just initially
Connor and I are so
me
stuck up about
it's just so funny because like I would think y'all would be like, put silver in there. Who gives a shit? And I would be like, no, we're doing white. But it's so the opposite. Yeah, because now seeing how big it is, like I am so glad he does not have a little silver tooth for the next 8 to 10 years.
Because it will be in there so long.
Yeah, it's a molar.
He won't lose the molar until at least 10.
Yeah.
And so great call on spending extra money. Great call.
They're like, so how do you want to pay this? I'm like, here's my debit card.
I know.
Yeah, because it's like we're leaving and they're like, that's gonna be $975 after I paid $1,000 for anesthesia. I'm like, go.
At least with like my laser hair removal I'm getting, I just split it up into like multiple payments.
I didn't even ask about payment plans. I thought about it and I was like,
not with just get it done at the there's certain things you just need to get it done. Like Matt and I will drop a couple $1,000 if we don't want a payment. Now Connor, on the other hand, if they would have offered him 0% interest for the rest of Fielding's life, and it was $2 a month, he would have done it.
No, like we joke that what's his name, Connor will do like Klarna for Taco Bell. Like he literally, I've been like, what is the $6 payment to PayPal? And he's like, oh, I split up a $40 thing, and I'm like, what are you doing? But he's like, why wouldn't I? It's free money. Which like I get to an extent, but I'm like, but now we're paying $6 for 6 months. This is like dumb.
You get kind of where he's coming from, but it still doesn't make it make sense.
Well, it's like there's a limit, right? There's a threshold to me. Yeah. Like really, if it's, I would say $500 and up.
Let's consider
someone choking.
They're fine. They're fine.
$500 and up, like okay, maybe.
Mine is depending like $2,000 and more.
Okay,
then
she's
we'll
rich.
do a payment like with our new fridge that we spent $4,000 on. It was stupid.
Your new fridge was $4,000.
Maybe it was with the dishwasher and the fridge. I don't. Yeah,
Matt,
it was
confirm.
Total. How much was our dishwasher and fridge? Okay, so together though. So I mean, we're doing payments on that because it's 0% interest. I did not want to fork out $4,000
in certain settings. Yes. I agree.
Now Connor with his $100. I need to break this up.
Connor literally does it for $50. Like, I'm not kidding. It's ridiculous. Be like, well, why wouldn't I? I'm like, because it's dumb.
Credit card companies love him.
But he doesn't pay interest on anything. I know. It's like he doesn't pay interest, but it's still just
smart
like,
about it.
I guess he leverages his money is what he always tells me. I'm like, okay. So anyways, that's the update on that. Long-winded. I said I was going to be short and we've been talking for however long.
We're doing we're doing great on timing is what I'm trying to say. We're at 17 minutes. We're Gucci.
Okay, so let's talk about our book.
Yeah, so this month we read It Happened One Summer by
Tessa
Emily.
Bailey.
Nope, Tessa Bailey.
It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. I really appreciate that you tried.
Yeah, I did try. I was going to say Emily Henry. I don't even know if I've read anything by Emily Henry. Anyways.
We gave away Emily Henry books in our giveaway box. That's why you're thinking of that.
That's why, yes, correct. I loved it. I love the book. I thought it was a fun summer read.
Yes.
If you want something, and we'll explain the plot here in a minute, but if you want something that gears you up just for those summer vibes a little bit, you want an easy read you can read on the beach or while your kids are playing in the pool. Tucker's just yelling my name.
This episode of Cheers to That is sponsored by Motet, a kids' clothing brand that focuses on functional yet stylish wear where elegance meets ease. From cozy sleepwear to playful daywear, every design is meant to move with little ones while simplifying life for parents. Make sure to check out their website, shopmotet.com, and use code CheersToThat20 for 20% off your first order.
Today's episode of Cheers to That is brought to you by Deeply Rooted Handmade, a local business specializing in handmade soaps, bath salts, and balms. The products are non-toxic, safe for your family, and they smell amazing. Use code CheersToThat10 to receive 10% off of your order. And you want a little smutty. Like if you want to dip your toes in the water to smut, this is the book for you.
This is your gateway drug to smut. Yeah.
Because apparently this was mild for me. I thought it was extreme, but everyone in the book club that like has read smut before, they were like, this is nothing.
Yeah, I guess I've really only read fairy smut, so it's hard to compare.
Oh.
So, I mean, I've read smutty books, but
this definitely had a lot, though. It had like 4 big scenes.
It did. I mean, I don't know. I felt like it was medium to high smut. Like, I don't know. I don't know what.
I would say it was medium.
I feel like if you got any smuttier than this, there's no plot.
Which I think a lot of people like. And I can see why I might like it.
I mean, I like the middle ground. This book had the perfect, I think the best thing you can do is the tension, right? Okay, so do we want to do a little synopsis? All righty. So, do you want to do it?
You take it from here, and then I will add interludes whenever possible.
Please
like,
do.
If you're getting something wrong, I'll just like call you out.
Please, because I feel like I've been talking this entire time. Okay, so set the scene. Piper Bellinger is a spoiled rich
Girly
girl.
from LA.
Yeah, I think she's like 28. She lives in LA. She's like the party girl. She parties with Ansel Elgort and all these other celebrities, but she's kind of like fallen out of favor, not as cool anymore. She gets dumped at a party. This is the opening scene, and she wants to do something crazy. So she trashes a hotel pool, invites like thousands of people, like SWAT has to come break this party down. And her billionaire stepdad says, that's enough.
Yes.
You're cut off.
Cuts her off and gives her the ultimatum.
Yes. And says, you are going to move back to the most beautiful, picturesque town in Washington, because of course that's where she's from. It couldn't be like Killeen, Texas, where it's disgusting and dusty. It's going to be gorgeous and have sexy fishermen. So he's like, you're going to go to Westport, Washington. That's where your dad is from. Her dad died when she was little. So she's going to go back there and live above a bar that he owned and make her way there. And that's kind of her punishment for 3 months. And
God forbid.
Yes, I know. Darn. And I'm like, send me to Washington for 3 months, please. But her sister, who's 2 years younger than her, is very sweet and says, I'm coming with you, Piper. Not without me. So she goes and they...
Hannah is the ultimate sister.
She is.
She is her backbone.
She is.
And wants to support her. So she put her job and her life on hold to go support Piper. In Westport.
Excuse me, I had to take a drink. So I thought you were going to talk longer.
Sorry. I'm just staring at you while you take a drink.
Let me swallow
I'm
really.
like, TikTok.
Let me swallow as loud as possible into the mic. So they get to Westport. They go into this bar. It's run by all the locals, and it's this like grungy fisherman's bar. They're not accepted because they're these 2 blonde prima donnas coming in from LA, so they're already not liked.
And Tessa Bailey sets the scene really well. Whenever they're walking to this bar, you can picture and feel you feel like you're in this grungy bar. I think of all of the Ohio bars we used to hang out in.
It makes me think of the Mine.
And you know, we are the city girls coming in.
We were. And then we had to win everyone over by drinking wine out of a bottle from a straw. And that's how we did it. That's our pro tip.
They like redid the whole bar. We just came and took the entire bar over.
Courtney just bought the entire bar shots every time we went in.
And Matt's like, can you please stop doing this?
No, literally. So of course there's one fisherman who's really hot and burly.
But
and
he's so
big.
gruff.
He's so angry and he's so annoyed with Piper. And
he's rude to her.
He's very rude to her.
He is not smitten with her at first.
No. And I think he kind of has this like unshakable attraction to her initially, but he's like, ew, yucky. Because you find out, is a
He's
widower.
still hung up on his wife that died 7 years prior.
Yes. So he like kind of is a dick to her, and then she gives him this really weirdly vulnerable statement where she's like, I could be in a room full of 100 people and not know who I am, or something like that. We're like, that's kind of a crazy thing to say to someone you just met, but okay.
And especially because she wasn't vulnerable before this.
Well, and especially because you're telling me this is like Lindsay Lohan on coke, and she's just going to show up to Washington and be like, therapy talking her way through the parts.
But wait, is this actually us? Therapy talking our way through life?
Yes. So anyways, her and her sister live upstairs. It's like this disgusting, decrepit apartment upstairs on a bar. They have to sleep in bunk beds, which is the most unsettling part to me.
And they have to learn to clean and cook because Piper doesn't know how to cook at all.
No, these are people that have had live-in servants their whole life.
And thinking about it, this sounds very far-fetched. It's like, oh, this is just some romance novel. And it's like, no, there are actually people out there that do not have to worry about these everyday life things. We are not lucky enough to be one of those.
Unfortunately, I do know how to cook and clean.
Very well.
Oh, thank you.
Unfortunately, though.
Oh, I thought you were complimenting my cooking.
No, I'm saying you know how to do it very well, but it's unfortunate that we have to know how to do
Yeah,
those
Piper
things.
at one point says, uncooked beef looks like brains. And I'm like, you're not wrong. So, of course, spoilers ahead if you're listening to this, but of course the fisherman and Piper, his name is Brendan, they're gonna have this like unshakable tension. He likes her, but he's hung up on his wife. He's kind of being an asshole to her, but she still has this weird attraction to him, and they're just going to slowly develop this fling, right?
Yes.
Anything key that I need to input in there?
No.
I mean,
if you feel like we're missing something, just go read the book.
Literally. Do your own research. What are you doing? Listening to a podcast about a book? Lazy.
Are we the audiobook? We're the new audiobook.
Poorly retelling stories.
If you don't want to listen to an hour of a book, just listen to 20 minutes of
cheers to that.
big
Retelling.
plot holes.
So, of course, Brendan has to go back out to the sea.
Yes,
things
he's
get
going
spicy.
to hunt for king crab, and apparently it's really dangerous. And that's how her dad died. So of course she falls in love with someone that reminds her kind of her dad.
Of course,
this missing piece. Like, let's get deep. And
retweet.
And that's what she said whenever she's like, they finally get together in the book.
We're getting
Let's
deep
get
on
deep.
multiple levels. So, yeah, lots of smut. He gets in this boat accident. She comes to him and she realizes she likes him so much, and they do it in a hospital.
They for sure have sex in the hospital room. They
Yeah.
push each other into this room. And
He puts a door under the chair. Jesus Christ. A chair under the door. No one's getting in.
It sounds so funny when we're saying it, but when you're reading it, you're
Oh,
like,
it's
"Ooh,
spicy.
this is steamy."
Muy caliente. But I would love to find a hospital that has an empty room. Like,
I was wondering that too. How did they have so much privacy? And then when they're coming out of the room, like, how did no one catch them? Because that's what I would be afraid of, honestly. Whose kid is that?
So, but of course, Piper's maintaining this whole time that this is a summer fling. She's going back to LA, back to her party girl life. She does not want to leave that scene. And Brendan's like, nah, bitch, you're going to fall in love with me. We're going to get married and be together forever.
He's very hard pressed on making this work with her because he knows that they are endgame.
Yeah.
And she wants to play a little bit wishy-washy because she's not ready. She's not sure if she's ready to give up this life.
Yeah. How startling to give up your life that you have literal cleaning ladies, cooks, everything. People, like, your life is
And you're the star of everywhere
Absolutely.
you go.
Like, you're in magazines
you are a
or
little
whatever.
celebrity.
When you're gonna move, and she's like an influencer, which, like, I guess she could do anywhere. I mean, I would rather follow an influencer that lives in a cute little fishing town in Washington than someone that lives in LA, personally.
But is she able to call all of her so-called friends and have a pool party in a hotel in Westport?
No, but like the coastal style, like, I'm here for it.
Yeah, for sure.
Say less. I'm so interested. So of course they have this like push and pull. Will they? Won't they? Brendan goes back out. They have a big fight, and he thinks she's admitting that she doesn't want to be with him anymore. and she's gonna go back to LA for this one party, and it's kind of the last like hurrah for her, I think, in her mind. But to him, because of a communication problem, he thinks that she is breaking up with him, and they redo their father's bar. This is a way they feel closer to their deceased dad. Her and her sister, the night it's opening, no one shows up. She thinks that the town of Westport hates her. Brendan's father-in-law.
Yeah, well, and her stepdad had already canceled. He
Yes.
he was supposed to come in to see what they had done and give his stamp of approval so she could go back.
And she was
he
really
cancels.
proud of her
Yeah.
self and wanted to show him. And Brendan doesn't come either, but you find out he gets delayed. There's a whole problem. And so the town doesn't come to this grand opening, but Brendan's father-in-law, so the one who was the dad of the dead wife, comes in and is like, I guess Westport isn't meant for you, and like is snarky to her. So her sister's like, go back to LA, go to this party, have fun, forget it. Well, of course, flash forward to a few hours. Flash forward?
Yeah.
Flashback, fast
No,
forward.
you got it. Flash forward. That's a saying.
Okay. We'll table that conversation, but the bar
you're right.
The bar is popping. I know, but I think I'm wrong. The bar is popping off, and Hannah's like, drowning in all the sea of money she's making from the bar opening. The people of Westport love them. Where's Piper?
And the door opens, and who walks in?
Brendan. Where's Piper? And Hannah's like, go get her.
So he has to go put himself, this burly man has to go put himself in LA. And the scene that they set with her in this giant club, she's coming up on a unicorn. All I can think is Katy Perry. Like,
oh, that's so valid.
Yes, because for an influencer, she reminds me a lot of when we did our fan casting of Alex Earl.
Yes.
So just you go to a club, she's the center of attention,
Yes.
even though she's quote unquote just an influencer, but obviously so much more than that. And so she's coming up on this unicorn. She's like, I want to get down. Like, I'm done. I want to go back to Westport. And her, friend, that her LA friend is like, bitch, get up there.
Yeah.
It's too late.
The unicorn's
you
going
have
up.
to ride the unicorn. And so she gets to the top of the unicorn, it's
On the
rising up
stage,
from the stage, and she looks over, and who is standing there?
They make eye contact, and they say each other's names, and they're running to each other, and it's beautiful. And they go back to Westport, and they're in love, and that's all she wrote, folks.
Yeah. And there's also a sequel that your husband has already read and not me.
Yeah, Connor read 2 books last week for the first time in his entire life. And
apparently he's a big smut fan.
Yeah, well, he I told you this, but he told me the other day, like, I was like, what'd you think about it? You liked it, and he was like, I really want to talk to you about it, but you just like haven't read it yet. I'm like, okay, superiority.
Wow.
Yeah, all right.
Because
I still haven't finished reading it. So sorry, Connor. I just like haven't picked it up this week. It just hasn't happened.
The second book is about the sister Hannah, and then her love interest that she found in Westport, Fox, which
is Brendan's best friend.
Yes, and he reminds me of, in fan casting, he reminds me of
Glenn Powell.
Because whenever they're introducing him, and he's like this kind of player, whatever, and I'm like, that's all I can picture is Glenn Powell.
I picture Glenn Powell Twister's edition.
Correct.
Like,
yes,
because that's the only time I find Glenn Powell attractive.
He's like a little bit more gruff.
Yeah.
Little stubble on the face.
And it's one of the complaints from this book was how obvious it is. Like, if you haven't read this book, nothing we're telling you would shock you when you're reading the book. You know what I mean? Like, if you haven't read it and this was spoilers to you, like, still read the book because it's a great, fun story. I love the setting of anywhere that's like coastal Washington.
Yes.
That is my joy. Because I wish I was there. And
anything East Coast or West Coast, those coastal towns, I'm
and like
all about.
northern
Nantucket
coast, yes, like that very buttoned up. Yeah, I don't want to book in Florida.
No. Whenever I say East Coast, I'm only thinking
You're thinking like
Nantucket.
old money, yeah. Cape Cod vibes. But yeah, it was really good. We liked it a lot.
I thought we had great conversations. We almost pulled a little bit of like mom talk. Whenever I was thinking about this, I was like, "Are we literally Mormon wives again?" Because
I don't remember.
like when we were talking at the book club, it just opened up really good conversations about like, because of the book had smut in it, and I will not reveal any details from these conversations.
Read that yourself.
What stays at book club, or what happens at book club, stays at book club. But it opened up good conversations about like sex, comfortability, like those kinds of things that I think are awkward in a group of women to talk
sure.
about, but it was so fun because it was open, and it's like you learn so much from other people, and it's not you learn so much so you can like judge them and what their journey is, but I felt like we learned so much from each other, and it was so fun to get to talk about it with other girls.
I agree. It was like such a fun open conversation that was like our book club, if you're local and you would like to come, like seriously, it's like such an open welcoming group of people, and it feels like no one's judging you, and it's so open, and like it's so fun. We did have really good conversations, not because the book was so like intellectual, but because it was I agree, it was like, what about this is sexy? Why is this a fantasy? And so
why did we like this so much, or why did we like these parts so much?
And I mean, Connor and I talked about it because he read the book, and it's like, well, what about it, because I think he's like, well, if this is attractive to you, like what can I do to be more attractive? And I'm like, but it's the reason it's a fantasy and the reason it's a book is because these people are just meeting, and it's the exciting part of our relationship. And I told him, these people are not filing taxes jointly. Yeah. They're not worried about what they're getting from the grocery store. They're not worried about taking their kid to get an IV at the dentist. That's why it's sexy, and that's why it's attractive, and it's that fun tension, it's like, and there's pros and cons about both, right? Like these people have to,
like I would never want to be in that situation.
No, like these people can't fart in front of each other, like,
but it is fun to read about.
It's a fun fantasy. It's a fun, like, it's like watching a movie. I mean, it's just that fun kind of escape. But it isn't normal life. Like, like go find two sexy fishermen in a row. Please. These people are on a boat. They sleep in weird cots, and they don't shower for like 2 weeks. They're not hot. Spoiler, they're not hot.
You're just thinking of all the ones from like Galveston.
If you can go to Washington and find me a sexy fisherman, I will eat my words. I don't believe you, though. I don't believe anyone. But Tessa Bailey does do a really good job. Like, just how the book was written, it was very vibey.
Yes,
like,
correct.
You could feel it. You could sense it. You could smell it. It's like, it's that... It encapsulates you, and I think that's what a good book does, regardless of genre. Is it entertaining to read? And this was a very entertaining book. We had some really harsh critics in our book club.
Wait, what did they say? I forgot.
They rated it low because a lot of us rated it really high. But
what was our average? Do you remember?
4.14. 4.14.
Honestly, that's pretty on par.
Good. But a lot of us were like 5. I said 4.75. I think you said 4.75. But some people were like, I think we had 2 that said, one person said it was a 2 and one person said it was a 3. And so that really brought our average down. I personally, like, objectively, I think it's more of a 4.5. Entertaining.
I'd say 4.25. Yeah. So right on par with how we rated it. Yeah. Entertaining. It kept my attention. I read it very fast. I loved that.
Yes. Super quick read. Is it going to change your life? No.
But I don't want to have to think like that every time I pick up a book.
Sometimes
I just want to read just to read. Yeah. And it was a great one to come off of The Nightingale. Like we were talking about, we were like, wow, like this book club was a little bit more, I don't want to say like fun, risque, but versus the previous one, I'm like, yeah, because that was such a heavy book that we were talking about, and we're all crying.
The Holocaust and concentration camps.
So this one was definitely, we ended up playing the bowl game afterwards because I think we weren't all like just so depressed from, but I think that The Nightingale was essential to our book clubs to create the foundation that we are being built upon.
The foundation we're being built upon is World War II trauma. That's layer 1. Layer 2, smut.
Throw in some fairies.
I will, at some point in this year, we will read a fantasy book. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm doing it.
Okay. I mean, it's better than some of the other suggestions.
Sometimes we get wild suggestions. Yeah, we got.
And I love these girls that bring these because, again, we're joking about it, but I'm not like, oh my God, that's what they read.
No, we were.
I'm just giving a hard time because it's so funny, and they were like, so it might be like a little on the verge,
just a little incestuous,
maybe like step
bit of incestuous.
We were like, nix.
Yeah,
no.
So we're gonna move to the next option. We were dying laughing, but honestly, I'm intrigued. I might read it on my own time, but I don't know that I want it as a book club.
And then like discuss it with everybody.
Yes. But Olivia is like our book club suggester.
She comes up with those.
I don't know. She must like do some crazy research on TikTok because she always knows what book is coming out.
Yeah.
Like that's how we read The Wedding People, was because she suggested it, and she's like really on.
And then right after that, The Redheads, which is Jackie Oshry.
Yeah.
They did the wedding people. I think after we did. So I was like, are we
the tastemakers of the town? Yeah, no, she is like on the pulse of what is getting released. So she sent me 4 suggestions and we voted on it in our Facebook group. And this month we're reading
Broken Country.
Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall, I believe is her name. Leslie Claire Hall, something like that. Anyways, I'll post it on somewhere. But I'm excited to read that. I ordered it. It's not in yet, but
I haven't ordered it yet.
I'm excited to read it. But I think it's a new release as well.
Yes, because it was a little bit more expensive. We were joking
she's a little
about
pricey. She was $16. I hope she's good. But I'm excited. I mean, I think the fun thing about book club is that we have not read the same type of book.
I know.
Twice. We go kind of all over the place, and it's
fun
really
because we're not
interesting.
staying in one lane, and like to me, we're becoming, I sound like such a teacher right now, like better readers because I'm reading all these different types of books.
We know about phonics and phonemes and phonemes. What the fuck are they?
Phonemes. But now I will say I've read the 2 of the book club books. I've read like twice now, which is good because I've never been a reread. The Nightingale and this one.
Oh,
so
I was like, since we read them?
I've never been a rereader though, so it's honestly good.
Do you see my appeal?
Well, I realize how much I forget about the book.
Well, it's hard. Well, especially as you read, and like you took on a monster of a series this year, so like that takes up a lot of your brain space. But isn't it fun to revisit the characters?
It was.
It's different
because
than you
as
think.
I'm reading it, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this, but I'm also able to see it from a deeper lens because I've read it before.
And because you like know what's going to happen. I don't know. I love rereading. A reread of ACOTAR is on the horizon for me. When you pick up ACOTAR,
I told you,
it.
I'm on the verge of being ready. Oh my God. I thought about starting it now. I think I might wait until at the very end of July. I'm done with graduate school. So I think like that would be, is that too long? Because I can move up my timeline.
No.
That's
a really good reward for yourself. I'm just really excited.
Honestly, I'm flexible though because it's summer and I'm off too.
I have other things to do other than reread a series I've read seriously 5 times. Like, get a grip, Emily. So I can wait. I think it's kind of a good reward for yourself with grad school.
Well, now I'm talking out loud though, and I'm realizing I might need to change my plans because I'm going to be done with Secret Lives of Mormon Wives season 2, and I'm going to be fiending for something.
And you know
right now it's sucking up my life.
And ACOTAR, you want to see smut? Book 2? Yeah. After chapter 54 is where it, there are memes and stickers about chapter 54 because after that, she gets wild. And then book 5, woo, yikes. But it's great.
So honestly, let's revisit after I'm done. I have like 2 more episodes because I just
so
like
tomorrow
cannot stop. Oh yeah.
So we'll talk about this tomorrow.
Oh wait.
And all weekend when we're together. Okay, cool. No, I'm down. And I have all the books, but I also have it on my phone. So you can use my books and I'll read it on my phone.
Are you sure? I can just order
I've only ever read it on my phone.
Okay.
I've never read the physical books. Okay. So you are the only person that's read all my physical books.
Just come to my personal library.
I have Throne of Glass and Court of Thorns and Roses on my phone, and I've never read the physical copies. I think
it's freaking wild.
Last time I read A Throne of Glass, my second time reading it, I did read a couple of the physical copies. I'm not sure why, but I did.
I highly recommend it.
Where's my hands?
Okay.
I'm delicate.
I will say before we wrap up this next book club, because I will be out of town for it. But I'm honestly kind of curious, like, because you can bring in the info from like what happened at book club and what y'all talked about, and then I solely just have my opinion to. Yeah. Oh God, are you gonna talk shit about me when I'm gone?
No, I'm gonna talk shit about everyone at book club to you at book club 2. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm gonna be like, guys, we're gonna kick Courtney out. Courtney's a bitch. What would I even say? Yeah. Hey, everybody. Courtney's out. She missed one.
She missed one.
She's done. I know we have a podcast.
She's not even
together.
committed.
Our kids think they're cousins. She's done here.
That would be so awkward, though. I have to podcast with you, but I can't come to book club with you.
You have to podcast me, but we're not talking.
This happens, though.
Oh, for sure.
Grace O'Malley and Brianna Chicken Leg. But you could feel their tension, though. Like, if you were watching or listening,
you could feel.
Knew.
I thought you said you could feel our tension. I was like, I thought we were fine.
No, literally, someone commented on YouTube and said, like, wow, all you guys do is giggle. I'm
okay.
Like, oh, yeah. That's our whole identity is therapy and giggling. So, and
next, anything else we can clear up for you? Yeah, no, I'm really excited. I didn't think about it. I'm not accepting that you're not coming to book club.
I know.
Until
I
it
almost
happens.
thought like text Lauren and see if she can move her entire hibachi dinner to Saturday, because I would have to explain to her, but it's for book club.
Just say you have
And
diarrhea.
it's also for her birthday celebration too.
I'm sick.
I would never. I can't do that to my sister.
No, and also we're talking about it on a podcast, so
That
she's gonna listen to.
She's gonna text you. You know that, right?
She's like, me? Why is she texting me? She
I'm
should
at you.
She should come at you. No, but I didn't think about it from the way that you won't be at book club. So what I gather, my info, my research, sourcing from the crowd,
It's gonna be so
you won't
good.
get. I
I
know.
know.
I'll get to talk even more.
Well, and then it's just like me and my own opinions. I don't know what to do with that.
I don't know what to do with that. You'll be fine. It'll be great.
I'm excited that I like that we do regular book club and then we do an episode, because it's always so fun to like rehash it out. So
Yes. And we get different things out of it every time, I think.
yeah, I agree.
Personally. Well, I just want to end this by saying happy birthday to me, my number one.
You literally stole the words right out of my mouth. So were you even going to give me a chance to wish you happy birthday?
Courtney, go ahead.
Happy birthday to my best friend, my lover, my other half, my soulmate.
She never says anything about like this about me. I
It's
introduce
your
us
30th, and so like,
no, but like I introduce us as sister wives, and you get so embarrassed. Like I can feel how embarrassed you
I'm
get.
like, do people know you're joking?
So what? That kind of stuff I don't give a shit about. Like it will be a bunko, like our first bunko. I'm like, that's my sister wife, Courtney, and she's like, we're not. We're just friends. We're friends. She like denies me so hard. I'm like, okay, well now I seem weird. So I can't believe you just called
Also,
me.
how does it feel to be denied out in public? I'm so sorry. I just deny you.
Courtney, I'm so used to it at this point. You do it in
From
front of
just me.
yes.
Like, does Connor deny you too, or you're
Well,
saying
yeah,
like
but
just
have you
me?
met him? I'm attracted to a certain personality type. Like, I act like I'm obsessed with y'all, and you act like you. You've been doing it for the last 8 years.
It's a long game.
We've been friends for 8 years. Oh, wait. Our friend anniversary.
Even more important than the podcast anniversary or your birthday.
Yeah. It's like
It's coming up
I think
very
it's like
soon.
the 8th.
We celebrated your birthday, like one of the first
no,
times we hung out.
we celebrated your birthday. My birthday had just passed.
Okay. Yes.
We met after my 22nd birthday, so we're about to have been friends for
pretty
8
wild.
years. And yes, and you have been publicly shaming me and unrequiting my love for 8 years.
You know what? There must be something about me, because you just keep coming. Like,
Listen, if you've met my husband, all of you that know my husband know. Same thing. Same thing.
anyways, happy birthday.
Thanks.
I'm so excited to be celebrating you this weekend. It's going to be so freaking fun. We'll do an episode after the celebration to recap all of the everything.
Recap shenanigans, and also because it'll be your birthday after that. Our birthdays are 9 days apart.
That
so
is true. I haven't even thought about
the
my
next
birthday.
episode. It'll be talking about Courtney's 31st birthday. We're about to go
Not
into
as fun, but
the beautiful 9 days where we're the same age every year. It's gorgeous.
it is beautiful.
Okay.
All right.
That's
Time
it.
to sign off.
Thanks. See you later.
Thanks for tuning
Toodles.
in.
Rate, review, subscribe, visit our sponsors. We've got more codes coming soon if you're local to the Atascocita area, Kingwood area, Houston area, for custom hats from Billy Jane's and custom permanent jewelry, teeny chains by
And
Billy
it's
Jane's.
so cute.
Yes, I have some jewelry if you're watching.
And she's getting me some for my birthday.
I am. I'm trying to finagle that soon. But yeah, so anyways, bye. That's all I have.
Cheers, y'all.
Love ya.
Bye.
Mwah.